Hey everybody, welcome back if you're returning, welcome if you're new here, and today I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle to get our topic for today. We have got to be fair. To be fair. What is fair anyway? Uh, Equal reciprocity, equal give and take, balanced scales, an honest deal. If we're going to be fair, a lot of times we overlook being fair to ourselves. Am I wrong? We want to be fair to everyone around us. We want to do everyone right. We want to do the right thing by the people we interact with every day. And unfortunately, especially if you have a tendency to overgive, and I touched on that in last week's series, um, when you overgive, it's coming from the right place. It really is. In your heart, you feel like you're doing the right thing for the people around you. However, when we carry other people's responsibilities, when we adopt other people's burdens, we're actually doing them a disservice. And people might look at that and be like, what, really? Well, enabling. You're basically enabling this person to continue whatever behavior it is that is detrimental to them. Generally speaking, when we are in a situation where we're failing at something, we're not taking responsibility for ourselves, for our responsibilities, that's our lesson to learn. We are at a place in our life where we have this lesson that we need to learn to move forward. And if someone steps in and takes care of it for us, we don't grow. And this is such a challenge for parents. I mentioned that I was writing a parenting book. It's a follow-up for the first book, but it's the parenting edition because we may have the best of intentions in trying to protect our children. But if we overprotect them, then they don't gain the knowledge to go out in the world and operate in a functional way. You cannot steal people's lessons. So to be fair, sometimes will seem very unfair to the other person because you're not helping them. Because you're not helping them when you help them. What you're doing is enabling them to continue whatever behavior is not beneficial. And I know it's talked about a lot with addicts, codependency, and it's across the board though. If your child doesn't finish their homework and so you give them the answers just so they can get the grade, you just enable them to not handle their responsibilities and you covered their ass for it. You didn't help them. What would help them is to go into class, get called out in front of all the other kids, and have to answer for why they didn't do their homework. Think they're going to do it again? Probably not. And those are the lessons that we are intended to just naturally, the consequences are natural to the behavior. And that's the lessons we're meant to learn. When we can see that, oh, look, if I don't want to have to go through that again, all I have to do is do my homework like I'm supposed to. Or, they get in trouble for something and you go and defend them and, oh, my child would never do that. Well, it turns out they did, but you didn't take the time. You just flew off and went, oh, that's not true. My little Susie wouldn't do that. We can't carry the people we care about and truly say that we care about them. Because if we don't allow them to meet the natural consequences of their behavior and grow through their own life experiences, and there are hardships, there are challenges, there are things that it hurts to watch someone you care about go through. But sometimes if you intervene, you've stolen that from them. You took that lesson from them, and you may be in a great place to do that. If you have experience and you are farther along your path than this other person, yeah, you can take it and you can handle it, but now they can't. You see what I'm saying? Their opportunity to grow was just stolen by your good intention. So when we talk about being fair, sometimes what appears to be the most unfair in the moment is the most fair thing you can do for someone. So, and again, it goes back to perception. Because from my perspective, looking at a situation, I'm thinking, if I step in, they are never going to figure this out. This is the third time that they've come to this place in their life, and every time someone has fixed it for them. I need to keep my hands out of it and let it be what it will be. That's hard to do. That is so hard to do. And uh, firsthand, I can testify that they will not thank you for it in that moment. Absolutely not. And they may never. Um, I have a relative who just for years has repeatedly done the same stupid stuff and ended up in the same bad position, and every time expects someone to step in and save them. And every time someone has. And when it fell to me as the person who was available to step in and save them, I said no. I said, I'm sorry. I had helped them just less than a year prior and explained at that time. I said, look, you've been doing really good, and I'm proud of the progress you've made. So I'm going to go ahead and help you out. And I did. And I said, now, the next time this happens and you come to me for help, I'm going to help you in a huge way, but you won't like it. Because if this situation rolls around again, that tells me you haven't learned anything and that I'm just interfering with your ability to figure out what you need to do for yourself. Apparently, this person either didn't listen, didn't grasp it, thought I'd go back on it, because sure enough, less than a year later, wanted my help. And I'm like, no, this time I'm not. No. I have not spoken to them since. It's been almost 6 years. And to them, I was being completely unfair, unreasonable, irrational. There's no reason why I couldn't have helped. I had the ability to help and I chose not to. Well, yeah, because obviously at some point you are not helping. You are hindering. You're removing their ability to grow. You are keeping them stuck by stealing their growth opportunities, by stealing their lessons. So just wanted to give a spin on to be fair, because sometimes when we think we're doing the right thing, we're actually doing the worst possible thing in the moment for the other person. So just another take on being fair, and a reminder that, as much as we want to care for the people in our lives, sometimes our first instinct to protect and save is the worst thing we could do for them. And it may take a while before they recognize that what you did was an act of love. And so we call it tough love. And it's effective. It is effective. But the reason it's tough is because that relationship won't be the same for a while. And sometimes it's hard to stand in our absolute knowing that we're doing the right thing and being judged by other people in the situation for the decision we've made to not help, because we know deep down we're not helping. And sometimes you can't explain that to other people in a way that they understand, because they don't view it in a broader perspective of, it's not just about this moment. This is like the fifth time this person has been in this situation, and obviously, because everyone keeps taking responsibility for their bad decisions and bailing them out, they just keep making the bad decisions. So until they face the natural consequences of their bad decisions and have to clean up the mess themselves, they're going to keep looking for a cleanup crew. I personally am not going to volunteer for that, not to mention it's not my place to steal their lesson. So the next time you have the desire to help, and it's someone that has been just repeatedly doing the same thing, pause for a moment and ask, what is the best thing I can do to help? Because sometimes the best thing you can do to help, and to be fair, is to do nothing. And it won't be easy. Many times that person will come back to you later once they see the big picture and recognize that what you did was the best thing you could, absolutely the best thing you could have done for them. The nothing that you did forced them to grow up, forced them to break that pattern of behavior that kept repeating and getting them back in that place. They had to seek out other options. They had to go and grow through resolving the problem that they had created for themselves. So, just a random thought for today. And be fair to you. They're not your problems. As much as we care about the people around us, we want to see them comfortable and happy and safe. You know, sometimes if we want to really know that they'll be comfortable and happy and safe, we have to let them deal with their own dumb shit. It's not ours to deal with anyway. Be fair to you. Quit adopting other people's issues. They're not yours to take. And the more you do that, the less these people become capable of handling it on their own. So, all right. Well, I hope that helps. And I will talk to you soon.